let's settle in for today's 5 minutes to get us just ready for everything else that this day has for us. So you can pause where you are, just stand still. You can have a seat. Maybe you're still lying down. If it's available, you can close your eyes. You can keep them open and just focus on a spot. But let's start off these few minutes with just a couple breaths together. So as deep as you can, bring in that inhale. Fill yourself up. And then gently just sigh it out. And again, as deep as you can from the belly, breathing in. And then a big sigh out. And then from there, you find a good rhythm for yourself. Just breathing in, breathing out. Maybe there's a pause in between the two. But let's just really give ourselves just the chance to honor the fact that we've stopped. We've paused the activity of the day. We're going to take these just a couple minutes just to reset. If your day is just getting started, to frame your day and just to really come into the present moment. And I kind of had an idea of the things I wanted to share this morning, but as I was driving home from my sunrise class, the inspiration came. Because as I leave my yoga studio every morning, I want you just to picture it. The world is dark. The highway that I'm coming down is dark, and all of a sudden, I realize I'm going east, directly east, because in the darkness, there was all of a sudden on my horizon the most beautiful sunrise that I've seen in a long time. And it's one of those times you want to kind of pull your car over and take a picture. So just imagine you're in your car and you're driving and the world's dark. And then you turn just the right way and you look up, and there are these shades of orange and pink and gold hues that you can't even describe with words. And as I drove toward that, wanting my drive that direction just to last as long as possible before I had to turn again, I was just mesmerized. At first mesmerized by the colors, but then I realized I really was in awe of the darkness. Because without that darkness, I never would have fully appreciated the beauty of that sunrise. And so just imagine you've got this dark world. You look around and everything is just without light. And then imagine how your heart begins to just swell as all of a sudden you see these hues of light beginning to show themselves, telling us that a new day has come. I think showing us potential and hope and promise of this new day. I feel it the same way when I breathe in. It's the hope and promise of another moment. But I really want us just to sit and pause for just a second here and really honor the darkness. Some of us are literally going through dark times right now. There are challenges, there are hard situations, there are people in our path that seem to make things really difficult. Some of us are just in a dark season. Winter is hard for some people. There's far less light to engage with. We know that. And some of us are in a dark place more internally. We're dealing with our own stuff, with our own thought patterns, with our own, as we call in yoga, these samskaras, these deep thumbprints on our brain of our experiences that we've had. But that's another one of these unifying forces of humanity. We all have darkness. We all have these moments of just wondering when the light will return, wondering when the situation will get easier, wondering when the struggle would become a little bit less. And the human nature side of us is always in that wondering phase of just how much more. But I really hope that we can take this lesson that I learned from the sunrise this morning to realize that without darkness, we would never appreciate light. If we just lived in these blue skies all the time, the sunrise would come and we would barely notice it. We might glance over at the pink and the purples and the hues of gold, but I don't think that I would feel that swelling in my heart that I felt this morning if it weren't for the darkness. And I don't mean to discount the struggles that we go through when it feels really dark, because they are real. They are as real as the dark that I was driving through this morning. But y'all, the light is just as real. The promise of those colors, the promise of each new day. I like to think about the new day as not just a chance to reset, not just a chance to do good again in a different way. Each new day is one day further away from the thing that caused the darkness to begin. I think about just each of us that have experienced loss and death from people that we just love and care for so much. Each day that the sun rises, we're one day further away from the day of loss, which means that we are one day closer to healing. For those of you who experience loss in other ways, from a relationship or a job or just whatever the loss has been, the darkness, each day that the sun comes up, you are one day further away from the thing that hurt your heart, and you are one day closer to healing. And so I would encourage each of us. I know that the sun has risen for most of us today, and the day has started, and it's burning off all the darkness, but I would encourage you, maybe tomorrow morning you get up and you go out there and you look at the darkness and you take it all in, and you turn your gaze toward the east, wherever that is for you, and you watch the light appear. And see if you can experience what I experienced this morning. Not just the awe and wonder of the light, but true, authentic appreciation of the dark. Because without it, I wouldn't have had a sunrise to appreciate, to enjoy. And so let's just close out these minutes that we have together with just a deep breath of just honoring wherever we are right now. Wherever you are in the journey, whatever you are feeling, breathe it in. And then just sigh out and release whatever needs to go. Thank you for starting your day or having a piece of your day with me. I wish you all a day of light, a day of beauty, a day of a chance to pause again.